Everyone knows the beta cells in the islets of Langerhans produce insulin. But this is not all they produce. They also produce a protein called amylin, otherwise known as human islet amyloid polypeptide. Now, relatively speaking, the amount of amylin produced is small. Under normal circumstances, there are 20 molecules of insulin produced for every 1 molecule of amylin. But this is enough to get the job done. Amylin's chief job is to stop hunger. And this helps insulin do his job, which is to move glucose out of the blood and into cells. By stopping you from round 2, amylin buys insulin the time he needs to clear the blood of glucose. Now, when it comes to body chemicals, amylin is a bit of an oddball. Unlike most proteins, amylin is an intrinsically disordered protein. This means amylin shape shifts. That is, it adapts its shape to interact with different targets. This is, by its very nature, a superpower. But superpowers come with vulnerabilities. In the case of amylin, the vulnerability is amylin molecules can interact with themselves. The result is not pretty. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we find out what is really hurting the beta cells. It might not just simply be too much hard work. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heffalumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. When amylins come together, they form aggregates, and it's these aggregates that bung up the works. Now, to be fair, under normal circumstances, amylin molecules are dispatched from the pancreas to go about their business. Under normal circumstances. But when you're insulin resistant, things are not normal. The reason the pancreas has shifted into overdrive. Insulin is being churned out in bucket loads, morning, noon, and night. Now, the ramped up production is a desperate attempt to meet the body's excessive demand for insulin. Insulin is needed, but amylin comes along for the ride because insulin and amylin are secreted together. So lots of insulin also means lots of amylin. Lots. And these amylin molecules interact, bunging up the works. Now, the details of exactly how they bung up the works are still a bit sketchy. The point is, they do bung up the works. We know this because when we look at the pancreas of people who have died with type 2 diabetes, there is a marked accumulation of amylin. This doesn't happen in non-diabetics. Actually, it doesn't happen in diabetic rodents either. Turns out, rat amylin doesn't have the same superpowers as human amylin. It doesn't aggregate. This is good for rats, but a problem for scientists studying type 2 diabetes. It means that the role of amylin is not always appreciated. Deposits are trouble. The presence of the amylin deposits creates additional stress on the already pretty stressed out beta cells. The more amylin floating about, the dire the situation becomes, especially in light of the fact that amylin aggregates are difficult to clean up. Stressed out beta cells become more stressed out. And for many, the accumulation of amylin is the final straw. They give up the ghost. Ouch. There are now fewer beta cells and sugar levels rise. But the pancreas's capacity to produce insulin is compromised. It's a vicious cycle. High sugar levels mean more insulin is needed. More insulin is produced along with more amylin. The more amylin molecules there are, the greater the chances that they interact and aggregate. The amylin aggregates bung up the works. So less insulin is actually produced and sugar levels rise. Aish. So what can you do? Well, give your beta cells some time off. By decreasing the need for insulin, you also decrease the production of amylin. Now, with less amylin moving through the pipes, the odds that the amylin molecules aggregate is significantly reduced. And if a little aggregation does happen, and it will, shape shifters are unstable. No worries. The cleanup crew can get in. No harm, no foul. Need a little help reining in insulin? Download the Willpower Report. It's free. It will start you on the journey to creating better body chemistry and better health. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our courses or programs. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who is worried about their beta cell health. Share this video with them so they know what's hurting their beta cells and can do something about it. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.